Hey, yeah, you. What's going on? It's the Hardworking Happy Hour. I'm Sean.
And I'm Catherine. And as always, wait, you didn't even say it.
What, we'll be breaking down all things trades? What?
No, you didn't say this is the Hardworking Happy Hour.
Yeah, it's the Hardworking Happy Hour. Did I? Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
Did you?
Yeah.
And we will be breaking down all things trades, entrepreneurship, and turning your creativity into a passion career.
Yeah, and maybe even learning how to talk.
Potentially. Probably not, though.
Yeah.
Not from us.
Probably ship has sailed on that. But we're working on it.
Maybe, yeah.
Who knows? I guess top of the mountain, top of the docket, top of everyone's mind. Catherine's done 75 hard.
Yeah! The crowd goes wild!
They do.
It's just me.
Yeah. Very proud
I'm
of you.
done. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Very excited to be done.
Let's, without further ado,
Oh my gosh!
let's crack a
My
drink.
first drink in 2.5 months.
Wow.
This is the longest I've gone without drinking since I was probably like
10.
I was gonna go 16, but
Okay. Wow.
for legality purposes, we'll say 21.
Cheers. Great job.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's delightful.
Okay, we went with margaritas. We were gifted these from Greg from Niagara
Outdoor.
Outdoor.
All the way from Canada.
Yeah, he hand delivered them from Canada.
Hey? Yeah. He came down, has family in the area, stopped out to one of our job sites, and gave us a nice little Hardworking Happy Hour gift basket.
Yes.
So we do appreciate it. We waited because you love tequila.
I do. It is
I
my
waited
favorite.
to crack into them.
Yeah.
And here we are. I haven't drank on the podcast in the last 3 weeks, so.
Wow.
Let's go.
We're all in for a surprise on how this is gonna turn out.
Oh, yeah. And it's 8% alcohol, so
Nice.
you should probably be good with only 3 or 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll get me good.
All right. So, what we're
All
going to, should we give the people a little briefer on what we're going to do today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we had a bunch of leftover questions from the last
Yes.
Q&A that we didn't quite get to. So we figured, you know what? Let's just touch on some of those. We got some really cool ones about some business stuff. Some
Keep
very
it loose.
interesting
Keep it
questions.
casual.
Because Catherine might be getting drunk.
Because I might be getting drunk.
So watch out, everybody. Yeah. Let's talk about this.
All right.
75 hard.
Oh, okay. Back to that.
75 hard.
Yeah.
You just finished yesterday.
Yesterday was
So
my last
I feel like
day,
you're
yeah.
probably still reeling from it a little bit.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah.
What's you're
What's my-
done? How do you feel? Was it worth it?
I
Would
feel
you do
good.
it again?
I will do it again, and not because I feel like I enjoyed the structure that it provided my life. I did not enjoy. I mean, the rigidity is obviously the whole point of it.
Yes.
So, you have to do that part, be rigid, which obviously I should put an asterisk. I have a DNF because I did technically not drink that gallon of water that one day, got a migraine.
Stop.
So just saying. And also I had to start supplementing my electrolytes because of the water consumption
What,
situation.
you're not allowed to have electrolytes?
No, I'm just saying the water was really messing me up.
You did
So
a
I
great
had to
job. I
start
do not want to hear
supplementing.
about this asterisk one more time.
All right. Just
You did a great
everyone
job.
know there is an asterisk next to my name. I should have started over, but I didn't. But anyway, I finished it.
Okay.
And I feel like I really enjoyed the structure that it provided my day, but I am definitely looking forward to not the rigidity portion of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's a maintainable lifestyle, obviously, but I really enjoyed the challenge. You can do, a lot of people will be like, oh, it's dumb. It's too strict, blah, blah, blah. I did not feel like it was I felt like it was taxing in a way that I couldn't maintain it long term.
Yeah.
But because I was doing it, a lot of the times I was doing Pilates and going for one of my jog walk things at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel like I was really overextending myself. I think that had I done it when I do this again, which I'm going to do it again in the fall, I'm going to come up with more of a structured workout plan with actual goals, maybe weightlifting goals. Cause I feel like that would actually help with work if I did weights instead of Pilates. I
You
feel
gonna
like
do steroids too?
yeah, maybe.
Probably.
That's probably
Okay.
a good add-on. Yeah, that's
I
my
think
diet.
So. Oh, nice. Yeah. Sweet.
So yeah, I feel like I definitely got a lot out of it, and I think that I I know more now to like set myself up for next time when I do it for more success.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like I lost 9 pounds, which I'm sure I'll gain probably back. And I definitely feel like my body looks different, but that's not necessarily what I wanted or needed. But it is nice to see like your work paying off. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's fun, and I think that overall my main point was just like do something for 75 days. You can do anything for 75 days. Like,
yeah,
you know, like 75 days out of your entire life. I forget. I looked up the stat recently. You have like, I feel like there's like
4,000 weeks.
Yeah, it's like 40,000 days. 40,000 days? Is that right?
Probably
until you're 90? No, maybe.
Anyway,
I forget what it was. Anyway, it was some.
Yeah.
The person that I saw talking about it was in their 30s, and they said that they had like 33,000 days left until they were 90.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm like, if I take just 75 days out of that 33, let's say, thousand.
Yes. To better yourself.
I can do that. You know, I can challenge myself to that. Like 75 days, it's not going to kill you. You can do it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a good mindset shift that I needed. I may have developed some sort of eating disorder.
Probably.
And,
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
We're going to work through that eventually. But yeah, I think that it was great.
Great job. Very proud of you.
Do you think you will actually do it in the fall?
Are you going to do it?
I'm going to do it again, yeah.
Are you going to hold whatever I say right now? Am I going to be held to that standard?
No, you can say you're thinking about it.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
you're
do it.
going to think about it, or you're like committing?
I'll do it. I'm committing. I'm committing right now. 75 hard. I'm going to get so hard.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to sharpen my mind, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. I'm not doing the water. Just I'm preemptively saying that, not doing the water.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at these requirements and maybe possibly make some adjustments.
Yeah,
I don't love the whole gallon of water thing.
Yeah, I think what we should do is come up with our own version of 75 hard.
Yeah.
And then do that. Because I like all the other things. Will not be doing the water thing. Not messing up my electrolytes again. That sucks.
Yeah, I agree. But you did a great job. What do you think your favorite task of it, like the favorite part of it, you feel like you got the most out of? Or was it just an aggregate of the whole thing?
I feel like mostly it was an aggregate of the whole thing, but I would have to say making myself go outside every day. Because even though we work outside every day, I'm still at work. I'm not like sitting and enjoying nature.
Yeah.
But I love like going on like a walk or a run every day. I love like just being outside, and like sometimes it's annoying when it's like 8:00 and I'm like, oh, I forgot I have to go for a walk now.
Yeah.
That was annoying. But like on a lot of these like walks, my husband would come with me, and we were walking around the same town that we've both lived in like most of our lives, and we still like find new things to look at or like talk about. So yeah, I would say that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's recharging to be out in nature.
It definitely is.
To whatever capacity, even if you're just walking around town, you don't have to be on some sort of nature trail. You can just be outside in your own backyard.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. All right.
And I will say, I really also enjoyed, like you have to fit these things into your schedule. Like that's the whole thing. And I really liked being challenged in that way. Because sometimes I'd be like, you know, the workout outside doesn't have to be like a run. You don't have to like leave your house. You can just be outside at your house.
Yeah.
So I would be like, oh gosh, I don't feel like running right now. But I'd be like, oh, you know what I can do? I can just go do my Pilates outside, or, you know. So I feel like it kind of shifts your brain into thinking like, oh, I have to do this hard thing and it's going to suck. And it's like, oh no, I can make it suck a little less. Or, you know, I can take this thing that I have to do and make it into something that's more enjoyable and works better for me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I feel like it was just all around a good mindset shift in a lot of ways.
That's awesome. I think that a lot of people give up too quickly on things that are maybe difficult, but can give them a lot of benefits. Mm-hmm. Like what comes to mind is like journaling or meditation or exercising or diet. Like really all of these things, people don't stick it out long enough to see the results and get to the point where it starts to become easier. So I think that that's probably the whole point of this, to kind of like force you to stick to something, and maybe you wouldn't have you wouldn't repeat all of those things, but I feel like for a lot of people, something like working out twice a day, it gets them beyond the point of, wow, this sucks. I'm not seeing any results yet. Yeah. This is really hard. And gets, to a point where they're not going to continue working out twice a day, but they can continue an active lifestyle.
Right.
Because they've gotten past that hardest point.
Yeah.
So
something to think about. Yeah. And the last thing I'll say is I always, in my mind, when I think about myself, I think of myself as someone who, like, not someone who works out. Like, I'm not somebody who works out, but this, like, even before this, we were doing other challenges where I was still working out most of the, like, for the past, like, I feel like year, we started doing, like, the sticker chart that we were doing for a while.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like this really solidified that in my mind. Like, oh, I am a person who works out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a healthy mindset shift, because now it's like, I'm not like trudging along like, oh God, I got to force myself to do it. It's like, no, I am a person who works out. So
you're not faking it anymore.
I'm not faking it anymore.
You are a real hero to us all, Catherine. Thank you so much for setting the example that we all aspire to be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got anything else on 75 Hard?
I don't.
Can we agree to not talk about it for 75 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sick of talking about it, honestly.
Perfect.
Everyone has been very nice, though, congratulating me and stuff. So that was nice.
Awesome, yeah.
But
I do feel
I'm done
like
talking about it.
You've probably posted about it less than any other person I know that's done it.
Yeah,
so
I tried to, if I posted about it, I tried to keep it to once a week, like when a week was ending. I was like, people don't care about it every day. Yeah. I'm not going to post my progress photos or anything. So I'm like, no one has to care about my journey of self-development. So.
But you're setting an example for so many people. So many people are looking up to you and saying, if Catherine can do it, maybe I can too.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. That is the truth.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's not true. Anyway, let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this episode, because we got some really interesting questions that we have to get into, because we didn't get to them last time.
Right. Sorry.
And we need to get to them. Okay. The people are waiting, Catherine.
I know these people. And I didn't write down who asked these questions. Oh, so if you ask these questions, thanks for sending them in. These were just on my list.
Okay, great.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. What do we got?
Are there any changes that you would make to your pre-qualification process after your design season?
It's a really good question. Because especially with the way that we had been doing things for like the last year, like putting people on a wait list, like, doing the consultation call, making them pay for the design, like, we knew that we were adding all of these steps into the process to pre-qualify people. But now that we've gone through a lot of those calls and we've done designs and we've sold some of the projects, I guess there probably are some things that I would change a little bit. Yeah. I think overall it worked out really well. I think it probably deterred some people that could have ended up being really good clients, but we weren't in a position to be able to service them, in the way that they were looking for at that time. So we would have been overextending ourselves anyway. So it was really all that we could do. And I think one of the main things that I would do is I think we should potentially have a consultation call earlier in the process, because that is a point where you really get to know, is this a project that's going to be a really good fit? We had been doing some email pre-qualification, just getting kind of an idea, but I think doing that consultation call, you really get a sense of the things that they're looking for, the type of client that they're probably going to be, and you can set some of those expectations as far as, look, this is where we're booking for right now. Like, this is what you could expect. And I think it just does a better job of, like, the sooner you pre-qualify them and say it's not a job that you're going to end up like taking because it's not going to be a good fit. I think the sooner you can do that, the better, because if they've waited 9 months just to talk to you, and then despite the pre-qualification emails, you realize, this isn't really a great fit. They just waited 9 months with the hopes that they would be working with you. Yeah. And now they're not. So
I know, I feel like that's such a balance, because
it's tough. Yeah.
Then you're going to have to be doing consultation calls all the time, and it's kind of,
Yeah.
Like if you did it that way, then it's like, okay, well, now you had the consultation call. Are you going to do the design then? Because you just had the consultation call. You're not going to remember 7 months from now.
Yeah. That's the tough part. Yeah. I think we will make some adjustments to it, and I think we need to work around that a little bit, fine-tuning that. I mean, it's always going to be a work in progress, sure. And there's always going to be changes that need to be made, but it is tough because it's like the reason we did that was so that we could focus on the jobs that we had on hand, and we wouldn't get too distracted, overextend ourselves too much. But if we switch that up, am I just going to do the consultation call? Am I going to just say, okay, well, I guess we'll do a design? I think it's something we need to think about a little bit more before we get into our next round of consultations. Right now we are just doing like a couple here and there that are like local. Like we're doing one across the street from our current project.
Yeah.
That one, it's like, it makes sense for me to just go walk over there while we're on site and just kind of check it out, get an idea of what they're looking for. So I think there's always going to be changes.
Absolutely.
Do you think so?
It's always going to be evolving and growing as we change and grow ourselves.
Because
something to think about.
No, adapt or die.
Adapt or die.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
I don't think I think you summed it up pretty well. I think
it's kind of like I did like a half answer.
Yeah, like a yes and no kind of
yes
answer.
And no, yeah.
I agree, and I hate telling people to wait or like disappoint people, and I do think that it is good to, get on the phone with them immediately just to kind of figure out the fit right off the bat. But then it would be hard to be like, okay, cool, got to know you. You seem cool, but you're still gonna have to wait.
You gotta wait 9 months now. Next step, get a design. You have to wait 9 months for that.
Right. So I feel like it is kind of, we'll workshop it and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think we will workshop it. I think we're in a good position now because we decided to intentionally like kind of leave a bunch of space. Like we wanted to get caught up on a lot of these projects before we booked out the next entire year.
Yeah.
So right now we're booked like into the fall, and we're just starting to kind of like chip away at some of those leads to fill out the rest of our year now that we are caught up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe long term, the pre-qualification gets more substantial in the very beginning. Like we maybe field these calls right away with a consultation, but that screening is more critical, more scrutinized to figure out, are they really a great client? Is the budget in line with what they're expecting? And then try to weed out as many people as possible there, but do the design kind of right away. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So we would be more tactile, eliminating them right off the bat. But when it is a good one,
I think you mean tactical.
Design. What did I say?
Tactile.
Yeah, both. What tactile's like?
Tactile is like dexterity, I think.
We gotta get out there and really be, touching people. Not like that, but just getting our feelers out there. Not like that either, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I think that would ideally be the way to go. We figure out a way to weed people out, so we're doing much less designs, but we can do them throughout the year. I don't know. Catherine, I wish I had the answers. What do you think about that?
No, that's what we stopped doing. We don't want to do this.
Oh, God. We're back at square one. Oh,
we purposely stopped doing it that way. I still like batching the designs.
Yeah.
I do. I wish that there was a way that we could talk to the people, figure it out, get them on the wait list, and then.
You know what we do?
What?
Maybe we do like a 3 month, like every 3 months we do a design season.
Like a mini window.
Mini window, yeah. How about this?
Potentially. But
we'll
then you're
think about it. More on that later.
Yeah.
How about that? We'll come back to
such
you.
a non-answer.
I know.
Okay.
I think hopefully that brainstorm helped some people think through their own lives and question their own existence in business and life. No, yeah. Okay. Next question.
Okay, next question.
Sorry if that didn't answer it, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We're just trying to figure it out here, people. We're just trying to figure it out as we go.
I'm about half a margarita deep, already straight to my head. So
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right. How do you gauge when to try new products or processes instead of just sticking to your tried and true? I feel like this is a good question because we do use a lot of the same products.
Yes.
Because we do a lot of the same things as opposed to like a home renovator who has to do a lot of different things all the time. So, Sean, how do you decide?
That is, I think it's a balance. I think we have always liked to work with products that we know, we believe in, we're comfortable with, we know the limitations of them, we know the installation methods, we know what the parameters of things that you can do with that product are. And then we'd like to give that suggestion to the client. Yeah. But there's always points in time where something new hits the market. There's new products, there's new techniques, there's all this stuff that's always changing. So what I like to do is kind of slowly integrate new things that we see into the projects like on an ongoing basis. So I never have or wanted to be a company that just says, okay, client, you do a Google search. Let me know what materials you want. Find whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll source it. We always want to be in the driver's seat as far as, look, these are your options. This is what we provide. This is what we sell. Yeah. This is what we install. And when we see a new product or something that is even a new technique on how to install something, as long as we feel really confident that it's a quality product or it's a technique that is going to be long lasting, then we're open to trying it. But I think that you don't want to try too many new things on the same project or at the same time because, you're not really going to know what the point of failure was if you have a problem, if you tried a new technique and a new product and a new this. So I think as long as you kind of stagger it, you stick with your core things that you believe in, those things can be evolving as you go, but you don't want to change everything from one job to the next and then go to something else on the next one because you never really get the feel for the materials or the techniques, and that it's hard to like really get in a groove like that. Yeah. That's my thoughts anyway. I don't know. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. I feel like I think that the correct balance for us is like staying on top of the innovation and like knowing what's out there and what's like down the pipeline and then trying it once we know that it's like tested and good. Because I feel like the thing that always comes to my mind is when I wasn't even here yet, but you, Premier, did some sort of, did a deck job with a different brand than we use now. Yeah. And we got a warranty call on it recently. Yeah. And the capping on it was just like peeling off. It looked terrible. It was like and we should be the knowledgeable ones about what products we use. We should always know what's best for the client because they don't know about, like, why would they know about deck boards? They might do like a 10-minute search on it, but we do it every single day. We should know what's out there. We should know what's best. We should know the new technology. We should know what's available. So then for them to have that product on their deck and be like, hey, like, this sucks and you have to come fix it. It's like, oh, it like guts you, you know? Like, yeah. So I feel like it's really important to know that things are like rigidly tested solid, and like they're gonna work and you feel comfortable putting your stamp on it because I feel like it's a bad place to be looking like you don't know what you're doing because of a bad product.
Agreed. And I think another thing that ties right in with that, like every product and every company to some extent is going to have issues. Like it could be a great product, but a bad batch or something went wrong with whatever. So you need to also be confident in that company's like word that they're going to stand behind it, right? Their service, their all that stuff. So I think and the more like loyalty you show to one company, like the more willing they are to help you out when an issue does arise. Yeah. So that's always been kind of my theory on it, but we always look at ourselves as we want to be on the forefront of whatever's next in the industry. One thing does come to mind.
What? I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Porcelain.
I think we are trying out our first porcelain job.
I'm so excited.
It's a material that we have seen kind of explode onto the market a little bit. Not really explode yet because it's still only a select few people I see using it. But when you look at what it can do compared to a paver, it's like we've just been excited to try porcelain for a while.
Yeah.
It looks like we're finally going to be trying it. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that you kind of balance out. Hey, this isn't a new product.
Right.
Porcelain's been around, all the durability and the strength and all of that stuff is documented, is tested, is been in the world for a long time. So it's just kind of a new thing in America, really. So I'm
and we know some people
excited.
who have used it and are like pretty jazzed on it. So
So
I feel like there are going to be so many options with like design. It's going to be.
I'm psyched for it. I'm definitely psyched
for
it. And I hope all those people that we do know that have installed it are ready for some calls because we're going to be like, yo,
hey,
what's your tip for this? So we're pretty excited for that. And that's kind of my mentality around when to try new products, when to try new processes. Is do it a little bit at a time, because if you change everything at once, you don't know whether it goes better or worse. You don't know what was that one thing that made it better or worse.
Yeah.
So,
and ultimately, when we try something new, if it doesn't go well, we'll fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to do everything new because
and then just be like, bye.
Yeah, I always have in the back of my mind, like if we try something new or something really outside the box that is a little bit unprecedented, I always have in the back of my mind, I need to accept the fact that this might require me to come back and fix something at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I have to be open to that possibility. And you always have to be open to that if you're going to try new things.
Yeah.
So, cost of doing business, right?
I think so, yeah.
Cost of world domination?
Might be that one, yeah.
Cost of something, I don't know. Did we answer that sufficiently?
I think so.
I think we answered it better than our first one. So
it was a more definitive answer than the first one. So yeah, we did a great job.
Things are looking up. At this rate, we will be really nailing these questions.
Okay, so are you ready for the next question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I hope so.
This one is geared towards you, so you better be ready to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I feel like they're all geared towards me because you knew the questions and wrote them down, and I feel like you're the one asking me.
True. Yeah.
So I feel like I'm being interrogated. I don't like it. Okay.
Yeah, get used to it. Buckle in.
Oh, okay.
Because this one is strictly for you.
Oh, really?
Yep. When is the best time to start a new business, and do you wish that you had worked for someone else before going out on your own?
Oh.
It's a heavy hitter.
That is a heavy hitter.
Existential.
And you know what? I'm ready to heavy hit it right back.
Okay, let's hear it. What do you got? What do you got for us?
Set the bar pretty high there on my response. What was it? When do you know you're ready to go out on your own?
When's the best time to start a new business? And do you wish you worked for someone else before going out on your own?
When is the best time to start your own
like a
business?
Yeah.
Is when you feel it in your heart that you know it is the way to go. Was that vague and slightly motivational enough for you?
So vague.
So vague it is. When is the best time to go out on your own? Okay. I will give a real answer. Best time to go out on your own, you should have I think it needs to be something that you're very passionate about, because I've said a million times, it's going to be a lot of work, especially in the beginning, to get it up off the ground. You're probably, depending on where you're coming from, are going to take a step back in pay and compensation and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to be working more. So it better be something that you really enjoy. And you need to be in a position where that is okay. You can't be living like right up to your means and then take the leap to go into business and, have a family depending on you and a mortgage and all this stuff that's like you're just barely getting by now. At least for most people. Some people can kind of react to those situations as a motivator. Like, okay, I have no outs. I have no other option. I have to make this work. So it depends what level you're comfortable with as far as risk. And the good thing with trades is if you are working for somebody in the trades now and you have those skills are always going to be valuable. Mm-hmm. I remember my dad always used to say that, like, if you have the skills, you might as well go out on your own, try it, see if you like it, see if you can do it. All of these things, like, get rid of all of those questions in your mind. Because if it doesn't work out or you just don't like it, those skills that you have are always hireable. Like, you can just go get a job really quickly if you have a set of skills. So in that sense, I don't think you're taking too much risk, but my position was I had just bought a house actually when I started my business, but it was a very cheap, affordable house, not a lot of overhead, didn't have a lot of other debt, didn't have any student loans or anything like that. So I don't know if it would be as easy if, say, I had a child at that point.
Right.
Because at that point, it's like, worst thing that happens is, house gets foreclosed on. Go back to living with my parents or live with Sarah's parents. No big deal. That's cool. So I think it's something that you have to reflect on internally.
Yeah.
Gauge your level of risk that you're comfortable with and who else is depending on you. But I think when you know, you know. When you know, you know. What do you think?
That is so much deeper and more profound than I thought you were going to say. Like, I thought you were going to say
really?
That quote, when's the best time to plant a tree?
Yesterday.
20 years ago.
Oh, when's next best time?
Yeah, today.
Well, it'd probably be 19 years ago.
No, today.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I think that's great. I feel like the best time to start a business is when you're single and childless.
Yes.
The second best time is right now.
Yes.
Only you can decide your path, so you are ultimately in control of whether it succeeds or fails. What
I have heard, which is something is very profound. I live my life by it. You are the chancellor of your dreams. Who said that? I don't know. Who was that? I think it was from a podcast.
I did hear it once on this really awesome podcast.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Don't really know what it means, but it's pretty cool. I bet the guy that said it knew exactly what the word chancellor meant. But anyway, all right, so I hope that answers that part of it. The second part of that is, do you wish that you worked for somebody else before going out on your own, had some more experience? Because I worked for other people before I had my own business, but not really, especially what we're doing now. Had really no experience with that side of it. Had never worked for somebody building patios or building decks. Had done some framing, but not a whole lot. More as like a helper, not a whole lot of experience. I think for me, I'm glad that I didn't, because two reasons really. I think it allowed me to more easily jump into starting my own business because I wasn't somebody that was super highly skilled, that was hireable to like lead a crew, building decks and all that kind of stuff. And then starting out on my own, I was able to take my time, learn as I went, start with smaller projects that were a little bit more manageable, and grow my skill set as I grew the business. And the second part is I didn't come into it with any preconceived ideas as far as how a business should run. I'd kind of seen the inner workings of a construction company with my dad, how he ran his business, more from, not a real deep understanding of how that business worked internally, but just from growing up around it and seeing it. I think it really helped me to just go into it with an open mind and say, how am I, let me think of some unique ways to build this business to make money and not be jaded by this is how everybody else does it. And I think that was really one of my biggest assets in the beginning, was that I didn't have any of those preconceived ideas. Like, this is how you build it. You do this, you get one crew, you go to the second crew. I kind of came at it with a completely open mind and wanted to do it in a unique way. So I think that helped me.
Do you think that is because you didn't work for other people, or do you think that that's just because that's who you are as a person?
I think both, maybe.
Okay.
I think both. But I just never liked to do. Maybe it's might be a personality flaw, if anything. I never like to listen to anybody else tell me what to do. I don't like doing things other people's way. I just like doing my own thing and being creative in whatever way I want. Like I've always been into music, playing instruments and all that kind of stuff. I've never once learned a cover song. I'm like, why would I want to learn a cover song? Like that's somebody else's song.
Yeah.
I want to make up my own song. So
something
to think about. Yeah. I don't really know what that says about me, but
yeah.
It says something probably.
That's interesting because the other day we got in a big argument because you said that anyone at any point can run 10 miles.
Are we really going back to this? Oh my God.
And I said, no, that's not possible for most people. They would pass out. And you kept saying it's possible. It's like, you just have to believe in yourself.
Did you say it's impossible for some people?
Yeah. I said they would pass out.
And it's what?
What?
It's impossible?
Yeah.
It's what? Impossible?
In itself is saying I'm possible.
There you go.
I think that it is.
Obviously, yeah. I mean,
but you kept saying anybody at any point can run 10 miles.
What I meant, I was trying to uplift and motivate you, Catherine, because you have 10 miles upcoming with Broad Street Run.
Yeah.
In 9 days.
Oh God, yeah.
9 days.
No, it was not motivational to me. You were trying to just make a point that anybody can. It's a mental. You were trying to make the point that it is mental, and anybody can do it if they're strong enough mentally.
I think.
So okay,
like what the point I was trying to make. I didn't know that we had on the docket today get in a fight on air, but I do. What the point I was trying to make is endurance events like that.
Yeah,
like 10 miles. That's not even like really an endurance event, but you know,
10 miles is an endurance
event. I'm not trying to put anybody down here. All I'm trying to say is things like that, like running at a sustained, like slow pace. I'm not saying like sprinting is more of a mental thing than it is a physical thing to do one time.
Okay.
It's not like your body is physically going to like shut down.
I disagree. I think that
some people, yeah, but I'm saying for most people, they're going to stop first because of a mental snafu. I think it's more a mental thing that's going to make people stop before it's a physical thing. Like,
well, I do agree that I think that most people would stop because I feel like that's part of your like lizard brain to like preserve yourself.
Exactly.
You're going to talk yourself out of it before you pass out. But I think that most people would pass out just cold running 10 miles if they weren't prepared
Catherine,
for it. But
all I'm trying to do is uplift and inspire and motivate.
I know. And
if you're not open to it, that's the mental aspect of it. You need to, you know what? You probably need to do 100 hard. 75 hard wasn't enough for you to toughen you up mentally. Obviously, everyone in the world is not able to go out and run 10 miles. You know, they might not have any legs. I don't know. That would be difficult for them. But
you said the average person.
The average person can, I think. Could, with the right mindset.
I don't think it's a mindset thing.
Slow pace. I'm not saying sprinting.
All right.
Why did we have to fight about this again in front of all these people, Catherine? All right. Are you inspired yet?
I don't even know. Should we move to the next question?
Were we done with that one? Oh yeah, I think we were. The whole
Oh right, yeah. I was talking just about like blind confidence, and that's what
okay. Yeah, have blind confidence. It'll work out great.
And
ignore the haters. Ignore the people that doubt you.
I'm a hater in this situation.
That just don't understand.
Right.
The power of vision. God.
So I think that we did come down to the fact that it's a you thing rather than a working for somebody else thing. That's just part of who you are. So I think we solved that problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
I want to do more content, but don't have any equipment. Where do I start, but on a budget? Now, we do have a whole episode that talked about this, I believe. I don't know what number it is, but
yeah, like how to create content.
Scroll back, and we talked about the equipment in a portion of that. But
yeah,
I think
let me just gather my thoughts for a second. You got me all worked up. You got me all worked up about the. Yeah, that's
because we do have a recent development that we're pretty jazzed about.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
The iPhone 14 Pro My God, that thing.
Amazing.
Beautiful. It's got like a cinematic mode. Neither of us have it. Steve has it, our videographer.
Well, my phone has the cinematic mode. It's not nearly as good, though.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not as good. I have like a old lady phone.
Is that a flip phone?
I think I might have a flip
you have
phone,
a flip phone still? Yeah, it's
But yeah, Steve
amazing.
showed us what he recorded the other day, and it was like, my God, this thing is beautiful.
So good.
They're so good, and it's just a phone. It's already in your pocket.
It's just
maybe not that specific one.
Yeah, because that's a pretty fancy one. But
probably get that new fancy one
if you're up for an upgrade, that is an unbelievable piece of technology that you can carry around in your pocket. It's got like 3 different lenses on it, 3 different, I don't know, cameras.
Yeah,
maybe
you get like a beautiful depth of field. It's amazing. The coloring is great. The clarity, amazing.
Yeah, the quality is super good, and I feel like the best thing about that is it had like the auto settings on it, like the auto focus and the auto lighting. What?
Just the way that we've said those couple of things, it sounds like we don't know what we're talking about. We're just trying to throw out words.
What? Like auto focus?
Yeah, you just...
Yeah.
We're like the clarity, the focus.
The lighting. Oh, it just has a beautiful je ne sais quoi. You have to see it. There's no words to explain it. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway. No, I knew what I was talking about.
I know.
Are we still fighting? God.
I
anyway.
knew you know what you're talking about, but I feel like
it sounded
questionable. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
So with a camera like we have to record all the vlog stuff, it's capable of getting some really awesome video. You can shoot in 4K. You can do all that stuff. We have a nice lens, but it requires a lot more knowledge on how to use it.
Yeah.
Being able to manually focus it, adjust for lighting, all that kind of stuff.
Constantly babysitting it.
Yeah. The iPhone, like the built-in auto settings, like it'll auto adjust for light and exposure and all this kind of stuff. And it just automatically creates like the lighting and that constant, like seamless look that you want in video without you having to do anything but just press record.
Yeah.
So I'm like blown away. As soon as he got that and he started filming some stuff with it, I was like, should we just get like 2 of these cameras and just start filming on this? Because it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so easy and it's right there.
It really is. And I feel like for what we do, we work outside, obviously, and lighting is obviously so harsh and really difficult with our big camera because you're constantly adjusting it, babysitting it, trying to like, if you move the slightest bit and you're moving from a lighted spot to a shadow spot, it really changes the quality if you're not like on top of it. So for something like that phone is like the perfect application.
It's amazing, and that's something where we have previously said GoPro, because you can do time lapse, you can do video, you can do all of that stuff. It's got great stabilization, but I would say...
We still love a GoPro, though.
GoPro's great, but I'd say if you're just getting started, and I think a lot of it depends on if you're eligible for an upgrade with your phone plan, because otherwise it can be very expensive.
Yeah.
But if you are and you can get a new iPhone, you can do like everything with that. It's pretty amazing. So that's like the first thing I would recommend to people. The most versatile, and it's something that you already like know how to use. It's already in your pocket.
You already have it on you most of the time anyway.
Exactly. And that's the most important thing, like being able to capture the thing when you're doing it.
Yeah.
And not having to go out of your way. That's the easiest way to like make content creation part of what you do. Make it as easy as possible. Like eliminate all of that friction of, oh, I got to go grab the camera. Oh, I have to turn on the gimbal. Oh, I have to get the drone. Like your phone's in your pocket. Yeah. Just pull it out, set it up. Boom. Done.
This sounded like an iPhone ad. It wasn't.
It wasn't. But Steve Jobs, if you want to sponsor us,
give us a call.
He's R.I.P. He's dead. He's dead.
Who's the other guy?
Tim Cook. Yeah. I think so. Tim Cook?
Tim Cook? I think that's right.
I think that sounds right.
He went to Auburn University, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're almost at our happy hour. So...
We're not, no.
Oh, what do we got?
We still have 15 minutes left.
Oh, we do? Oh, my Lord.
Again, with the time check-ins.
Yeah. Gotta love that.
And we have one more question, so... Do you want to get to that?
Perfect.
I wrote down 5 for this episode.
Absolutely.
All right. Next question.
Is this for me, or is this for the audience, or is this for you?
This is for you.
Oh, it's for me. Okay, great. I'm ready.
I mean, I guess one could ask this to themselves if they would like. How did you get
Time to look inward.
How did you get so comfortable being on camera?
Well,
I hate the sound of my own voice.
I was kind of mostly born that. No, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
I didn't finish.
Oh. Okay.
I hate myself.
Catherine, do not speak about yourself like that.
Oh, God.
All right, start over.
It's these...
You drunk, irresponsible...
I've only had one. My God.
Self-hating person. Okay.
I hate the sound of my own voice, but I want to put myself out there more. Sean, what's your best advice?
How did I get so comfortable on camera? I think I do.
You're a born showman.
I'm a born showman. I was born to perform. I think one thing I do have going for me in that department is that for whatever, I'm really unbothered by people belittling me on the internet. Because it still happens a lot.
Oh, yeah.
What did you just, right before we started, what was the comment? It was on the how not to build a deck video. Yeah. What was the comment?
I thought this was a video on how to be a douchebag.
Hilarious. That's a great comment.
It's a good one, yeah.
It is a good comment. So I think that's number one. If you can just forget about what people are going to say about you online, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is you got to realize, like, if you're just getting started on social media and all that kind of stuff, like, for the most part, when you get started, it's going to be just for like your local clients. Like you're not performing to a huge audience. Like you're doing it to build your business locally, and you can just be yourself. Yeah. Just be yourself and take comfort in the fact that no matter what your goal is to grow the content or grow your channels, whatever it is, you're always going to start out with not that many people watching you.
Right.
So who cares, you know?
Use that as practice time.
And if you go back and look at our first videos, we just did that like a couple weeks ago because it was, 4 years since the first like vlog was uploaded on YouTube. Yeah. And I knew what video it was. Like I remember the video and I was like, yeah, like I thought that was like a cool video. And I'm like, everybody, let's watch it at the end of the day. And I start watching. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is so boring, so horrible, so cringe.
Yeah.
But like nobody was watching it then. So you get all that stuff out of your system. You get better as you go. And then by the time people are watching, you're good at it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times everybody hates the sound of their own voice, it seems like.
Yeah, I think that's like a thing.
It's definitely a thing. Yeah. But like I said, nobody's going to be listening to you in the beginning. And it feels weird at first. I remember when Instagram stories first became like a big thing. Like it's weird to just like talk to other people that aren't there.
Yeah.
You know, but you get used to it pretty quick. And one thing that I've heard about branding and marketing that I've built most of my business around this advice, it is, and I can't remember where I heard this, but show your face.
Show your face.
A person with a lot of wisdom and just a big influence on my life. Yeah. That's their advice.
That seems like really, really good advice.
It's great advice.
It's solid advice.
Yeah. I do think that is so important, though.
Because, it really is. It lets people connect with you. You have to show your face.
Yeah. We recently met Shane from Royal Stone Masonry, and I've talked to him online a bunch. Know his work really well.
Yeah.
Seen a ton of his work. Never seen the man's face. Yeah. So I met him, and I'm like, I know it was weird because like I've talked to him a bunch of times, but I'd never seen him. A lot. Yeah. So you don't really develop that connection and that trust with a potential client if they don't see you. Yeah. So let them see you.
Yeah. I obviously completely agree. And I think that the most important part is just don't stop caring what people think of. Like, I feel like when I get the camera in my face, sometimes if I'm doing something and you're like, explain what you're doing, I'm like, I forget everything about everything.
Yeah.
And it's not me being nervous about being in front of the camera. It's just, I don't know what that is, but
it's definitely nerves. Yeah, you definitely get all nervous and you like start sweating and like shaking a little bit.
And I can't take it. No, I don't like, because I get a lot of hater comments too, and I simply don't care, and I think that it's
Yeah.
Mostly funny. I like it.
Most of the time when people are funny, yeah.
As long as it's creative, I think that it's funny, you know?
Yeah.
Some of them are just like, oh, well, she's a lady. Go, where's she gonna make our sandwich or whatever? Which is fucking stupid.
that was like a really good accent for like the type of person that will make like, we're gonna make our sandwich.
That was one of the recent comments, so that's stuck in my brain. But
yeah,
I think just stop caring what people think.
It doesn't matter.
It totally doesn't matter. Everyone's gonna like. There's
totally or wholly.
Wholly.
Okay.
It wholly does not matter.
It wholly does not
wholly
matter. It wholly does not matter. It's just gonna. You know what they say about bullies? They're really just protecting their own insecurities.
Yeah.
So something to think about. They're just jealous of you.
Exactly.
That's what my mom always told me.
I think anything worth doing has risk and reward, and showing your face is obviously worth doing.
Yeah.
We've said it 1,000 times.
For sure, yeah.
It gets your business out there in a personal type of way. And the reward is going to outweigh the risk. Maybe someone says you have a dumb voice. Who cares? They probably have a dumb voice.
Yeah. And I just think, like, I've never been embarrassed or ashamed or self-conscious of doing something that I'm going out of my comfort zone, and I'm doing something to try to progress in life or in business or whatever. Like, nobody that is also trying to do that is going to criticize you. It's just like people are scared to get criticized by people that like aren't really like doing anything with their life. So it's like, I never cared. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think like we have both gotten many, many hater comments. You more so than me, just because you've been at this.
I will take the crown for that. Yeah.
And a lot of them are saying...
That one video in particular.
Yeah, that one video does get a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are saying like, oh, you suck. You don't know what you're doing. You're doing something wrong. And I don't think that I feel comfortable speaking for both of us that not one single one of those comments have made us been like, oh God, maybe I was doing this wrong. You know, like it's usually just like something we laugh at. It's not, you know, don't take it personally. And you're probably doing the right thing for your application anyway.
Yeah. It's like if, you know, somebody does a video on like rebuilding a car engine and it's up on a lift and there's no wheels on it yet. They'll be like, you don't know what you're doing. That car doesn't even have wheels. It's like, well, yeah, the wheels aren't on it yet. Yeah. So I don't know how to really address that.
Yeah.
You know, we get that a lot. Like, you created a huge dead valley there. You know, water's going to just go into their house. It's like, well... Obviously, we're at the part of the project where we just started building the roof. We just started. So
we just got one of those on
why don't you just wait? Why don't you just wait it out a little bit?
We just got one of those on a helical pile video.
We got a lot.
It's a helical pile going into the ground, and then I come along and I put the head on.
Not level.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't level. It was just like no. It was something like.
So like 3 people commented that. I'm like. Like she's just like placed it on like so haphazardly for the video. How do you not see that? God.
This guy said something like why is this cool? I can drive my own helical piles or something. Like what is this even for? And it's like what? Like
yeah, what are you talking about?
It's a 20-second video. You want us to okay, sorry. Every single video we post from now on will be start to finish entire projects, and you can see every single second of what we're doing in that 30
Catherine,
seconds.
No, that's not nearly extensive enough.
Okay.
It all started October 10th, 1988. It was a cold night, and Mara Collinsgrove was on her way to the hospital. I think every single piece of content needs to start there. I guess just to start a couple months earlier because you're a couple months older than me.
Yeah.
We'll start with that.
And Anthony's older than us. We got to start with Anthony.
It's true. All right. Anyway. Oh, that felt kind of cathartic to get all that hater stuff out. But it is, for the most part, funny. So just don't worry about that, people. Don't worry about people that are going to put you down, because you know who's going to pick you up? We will.
We'll be there for you.
We'll be there for you.
Somebody recently told me I was going to be like a sad, childless, but still have carpentry skills. I forget what that comment was.
It was
really aggressive, though.
It was like insanely aggressive. I was like, oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that one was funny.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
I think
Enough
we're done.
With the haters.
Yeah.
Everyone just believe in yourself. the people that really matter aren't going to be a hater on you. So you can do anything you set your mind to. That's how I've always lived my life.
And do 75 hard. Don't drink for 2.5 months. And 1 tequila drink will have you a little turnt.
And it will save you some money. So,
Oh, gosh, the money I'm saving.
Oh, my Lord. Especially you didn't even buy these. Thanks, Greg. All right. Well, I guess that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave us a 5-star review. Tell a friend. Subscribe. Till next time. This has been the semi-hardworking happy hour.
We will see you all next week.